from us, or what's the perception of anger within the black community? More so like how people see us. Like we saw the Oscars,
Yeah.
right, and we saw a lot of different things. To say the least, some good, some that were just very cringeworthy.
And this is coming from what, last year or the year before, when that Oscar So White campaign
Oscar
was
So
running.
White, yep, when
So,
Jada and Will try to protest.
So there's a move to have more diversity there. To me, maybe face value. Who knows? I think when it's presented,
I think it's cop out. I think
yeah.
I think it's not genuine. I think the cause is genuine. Like the cause is we need to stand up and say sexual assault's bad. Like we need to call these people out for their bullshit. Harvey Weinstein's a scumbag.
Well, he looks
completely.
like a scumbag.
He
looks
did.
Like
Look, everybody that they said did sexual assault charges looked like people who would not get laid if they had money.
True. Yeah.
So it's in that sense of that, it's just the issues are just mounting up, and now that the fans, well, the general public is onto it,
Sure.
it's getting more riled up. Like when Kobe and Gary Oldman won their awards, it was, oh, y'all doing the Me Too thing, but Kobe was
Yeah.
charged for rape in 2004.
Yeah.
And then you had the Gary Oldman situation where he hit his girl with a cell phone. And and all of that mounted up to that. But more so, we're steering to the direction of feminist perspective of that. Well, feminist in terms of that.
Bring us to the black thing.
And we're going back to the black perspective.
To the black thing.
Because we saw the first black screenwriter in Jordan Peele get his award.
You saw the
third Hispanic.
You saw Jordan Peele win the best original screenplay,
which is huge because that's the first black writer to win an award. And we also saw
the award wasn't for being a black screenwriter.
Yeah. Oh well, shit.
It's like, hey guys, black. Here's the award, you know.
By the way, Keegan Michael Key's reaction to it, hands down, one of the best. That's like, if I ever got an award, you better react like that. You probably be like, yeah, that shit was shit.
Could be a slow clap.
It was like, I could have did it better.
It's like, actually, I've done one better here. Put this against his.
Shit.
But yeah, you had him win in terms of diversity, pretty much like with the maybe exception of like the last 4 or 5 awards.
Mm-hmm.
Frances McDormand, she was like the only like American.
Yeah.
Gary Oldman, obviously British. Guillermo del Toro won for director and film, right? Or
yes,
the film.
Best picture and director.
And he's Mexican,
I think so.
And
they call him the Three Amigos now. Him, Alejandro, and I forgot the other Hispanic director.
What's the other award? As far as immigrants.
Well, supporting actor was won by Sam Rockwell, so that was another white guy. Yeah, but I hated that a win.
I liked him in the movie.
I hated it because it felt like they're trying to say a racist can have a redemption arc, in a sense, because it was like his character is basically just a straight up racist.
But here's the thing: in that movie,
yeah,
the person who won for actor said nigger more than he did in the movie. If you want to be real about it,
That's true.
I mean, you had other people calling him a racist in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's one thing that happens all the time. It's like, this person's racist because of these factors. It's like,
yeah, and it just reminded me a lot of Matt Dillon from Crash.
That's true.
Sense, like, because Matt Dillon literally just raped a woman in front of Terrence Howard. Literally raped his girlfriend in front of him.
That was Thandie Newton.
Yeah, Thandie Newton. Well, different story, but yeah, Thandie Newton. But basically, just he was straight up racist. Like, he held no shit about it. His partner was trying to be a straight cop. Then he killed the unarmed black guy at the end of the fucking movie. I was like, oh, this goddamn movie.
What feelings when it comes to 90th Academy Awards? Where are we going with that?
Okay.
Help me get there, sir.
Help you get there.
Yes.
All right, so we're talking about Best Picture.
Yeah.
Best Picture was
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Great movie from what I've been told.
I thought you watched it.
I didn't watch it.
Really?
No.
It was enjoyable. I liked it.
I heard, because a lot of people were telling me Pan's was better, and the people who I trust said Pan's was better.
I didn't see Pan's. I saw that, and I give it a bias because it was set in Baltimore.
Oh.
It's set in Baltimore in the 60s.
Really? Yeah. I'm definitely have to check Shape of the Water out then.
But the creature looked like Abe Sapien, and I couldn't get that out of my head.
That's where I was getting towards is the monster aspect of these films, because monster films are very intriguing. Like, there's always been a sense of hearing women who are fascinated by monsters. But it was a YouTube video by this woman named Lindsay Ellis.
Sure. Lindsay Ellis Ross, no.
No, not Lindsay. But I usually don't listen to third wave feminist arguments.
Go on.
But her argument isn't presented as the fact that I'm going to push feminism as my driving force, but I'm using feminism as a reinforcement of my
ideology.
Point. Sure. Yeah. So her argument was the fascinations of women with monsters, and her basic argument was the fact that monsters are seen as a force of oppression.
Okay.
In a sense. Yeah. And it's the fact that monsters are isolated. They don't know where they're from, how they got here. They're just here. They're misunderstood, and the general public, which is usually just predominantly white in most of these films, they see it, they say instant kill. We got to kill it because it's not us. It's a monster. It's going to kill everybody.
It's kind of like I thought about Mike's secret stuff, or Mike's scissor, if you will, from Space Jam, and it's like in watching the movie. That's what they're trying to get. They're trying to find out what the secrets are. Yeah. How can we get the secrets from this creature, and the secrets ultimately we can use in war. Yeah. Make a better soldier. Basically, improve yourself.
Space Jam actually is a perfect example of not using nonviolence as the compliancy of it, because it was, Mike, you have to win or you're going to be a slave.
Yeah, exactly.
So and
they're doing it in a very smooth way. Like these characters probably voiced by white actors, that I know Danny DeVito's white. Yeah. They voiced by white actors. Well, they're cartoons, so that's fine, right?
Yeah. And it goes back to the point of our
Space Jam.
Dark Space Jam starring LeBron James as one of the Monstars.
It's just Dan Gilbert is like
the Monstars.
He's sending him fucking envelopes written in comics saying you're gonna play. I want to burn down Cleveland.
But it goes back to the perception of anger towards us, and then we'll go into different other stages of anger in that sense. When you see a film like that, and you see Del Toro shows the appreciation of monsters, because he loves the monster genre, in the sense of
he loves gothic and film.
Because I think he finds himself in that monster. Like when you see films like that and understand that the perception of us is generally the monster, in the sense that if we're not the general public, we must die.
Dude, I relate to fucking Hellboy way more than I should, because I was like, oh, I know what I look like. Yeah. And it's like, well, I'm not that guy. It's like, well, you should be. You're obviously a demon based on this, and this. Yeah. But it's like, nah, I'm not, and I'm cuddly.
It's gonna sound weird.
Go on.
The one monster film I actually relate to the most, you're gonna be absolutely going to be hurt. Beauty and the Beast.
You're the Beast?
Yeah.
I thought you were Gaston.
How am I Gaston?
I don't know.
Well, in the sense of, it's going to sound weird, but since 8, I had depression when I was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to bring it dark.
Feelings.
Sorry, feelings.
Greg is talking about feelings.
Well, the show's about feelings.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, my depression came from the death of my grandma, and it's been something that's very hard still, because it's like you can't control it all the time, because once it comes out, you have a bad day, you have a very bad day. What I saw in Beast was a man who just didn't know what the hell he was doing. Like, he saw a female that really liked him, and he was like, I'm fucking ugly. What the fuck are you doing to me, man?
How am I supposed to get them buns?
Yeah, like
I look like this.
Yeah, and he just looked like a mopey man. That's why I hated the fucking ending of that film. When the rose came down, it turned out to be a white guy. I was like, really? Really, Disney?
Always how it goes.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, he was a beast for the whole film. Conformed it.
He was getting like 20 and 15 a night, 6 assists. He was a beast on and off the court.
Yeah, and now deep down, he's just a white guy.
He's just an outside Dan Marley white boy. He looked like Daryl Dawkins back in the
Oh my God!
Before the heart attack.
You have no idea how much that frustrated me. And there's always the argument of Stockholm Syndrome with those films.
Okay.
But we'll talk about that another time because that's,
go on.
You know, that's a different argument for a different day. But
you'd be remiss if you don't mention the correlation between feelings and Get Out specifically.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's been touched on in the fact that it won in that category. Well, Jordan Peele won in that category. It brings added attention to the movie and blah, blah, blah. It's that thing. Like, it was listed as a comedy. Yeah. That's a problem.
I had a problem with that also. I think my issue with the whole comedy fiasco is the fact that it's like you're laughing at social commentary.
Yeah.
And this shouldn't be laughed at on your perspective because it's something that
It's them saying, "Oh, we want to be black people."
It was like, no. You know, Kim Kardashian exists, but you know, we don't want to be black.
I mean, aren't Armenians like mid-card Kardashians and all?
They are. Inside joke.
but aren't they essentially like black people?
Well. Nah,
of that ilk.
Well, Kardashians don't get that credit. I'm sorry.
No, Armenians are.
Well, there's a lot of Armenians who say the N-word because they think they are like that. But you know how it is.
So as far as the movie goes, it delves into like psychology a little bit when basically the whole what do they call it when he does this
sunken place.
Yeah, when you're in a sunken place, it's fucking psychology and shit, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, in the sense of hypnosis that we can get mind controlled, really, and the fact that
I was thinking of like cognitive dissonance or that piece of it.
Okay,
just a little. I got a
little we're going there, you know.
Throw out a $5 word every now and again.
I guess you saw Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
I've been told not to watch it.
Really?
Yeah.
Missing out.
I'm a feeler, man.
You'll love it.
Nah.
You'll love it. You have to watch that.
I may give it a shot.
You have to watch it.
Let's shift it. But
watch it with the girl face.
Nah, I won't do that. Let's shift it to real life.
Okay.
I have some real life shit, sir.
Okay.
Latest anger. So, Rob Lee, hulking, 6'4", delicious. I'm looking at the camera right now. Delicious black one.
You still do the third person stuff.
I work in an environment that's mostly vanilla in personality and in aesthetic. And I learned something on Monday that really got under my skin. It's about wage and salary. I learned that a peer is making $24,000 more than I do. He started a month before I did. And I was like, the rhyme and the reason, and I was thinking all of the things why maybe I'm full of shit, but then it compounded. It wasn't solely about money. It was what I felt about acknowledgement.
Yeah.
It was like, all right, what do I represent here? Because I didn't want to Monique myself.
I feel you.
I didn't want to say this is my value and get caught up in it in that way, but there was a feeling there, so I wanted to explore that feeling. And in discovering how one explores feelings, I think, you know, a lot of people, all people, not just black people, but all people, they don't really take the time to explore that feeling. They either want to get rid of it, numb it, smoke, drink, do whatever to have a distraction.
Porn.
Yeah, definitely porn.
Yeah.
But I wanted to delve into it because it's there.
Yeah.
I have this opportunity to see what it's about. So I'm sitting there and it's kind of just thinking, being very pensive. And I'm thinking about, it's not this, it's not that, it's this. I'm not feeling acknowledged. So what I did, instead of being angry and pissed off, which I've done in the past in different environments, and just being a complete fucking dick, I presented a smug personality.
Oh.
For the entire week.
Oh, man.
I walked around like I owned a place. I tried to be a white dude about it, like an entitled white dickhead about it.
Oh, wow. I
wore a shirt and tie every day, and I looked down on everybody. And it felt great. Here's the thing. I had motherfuckers talking to me who never, like, oh, hey, how are you today, sir? I was like, fine, yourself. Just looking at them with like a stern look of like, why are you talking to me? Yeah. And we have this casual, hey, be comfortable on Thursdays and Fridays. I stroll in there with the shirt and tie again. They're like, damn, I was looking really good today. I was like, yeah, sometimes you gotta, be here and present and, actually put the effort in.
Yeah.
I said it like that, voice at a higher octave than it normally is.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing I'll say, because the environment I work in is vanilla, it made fuckers uncomfortable.
I bet. It's supposed to.
It's like, oh, essentially, this nigga's walking around like he owns the place.
Yeah.
And we had a meeting today related to diversity.
Okay.
You'll like this.
I'm all ears, sir.
We're sitting there, and I'm kind of speaking on how the environment, the place that we're in, is not a distraction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not a coincidence. We're in the city of Baltimore.
Yep.
Baltimore is made up of black people primarily,
Mm-hmm.
and the people who work there aren't really indicative of the community that we're in.
Yeah.
So that was one of the things I want to table, and I mentioned like there's this culture of fear and fear mongering that we want to help these people, you know, for where I work. We want to help these people who happen to be brown,
Mm-hmm.
but the people who are outside of brown, you're fearful of them.
Yeah.
And people weren't seeing the hypocrisy in it. So these two white chicks tried to tag team me and gaslight. And it's like, well, yeah, people are getting shot out there. That's why people are fearful. I was like, really? 2 p.m. People are getting shot broad day in front of a building right here.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, you know they're shooting up churches as well. Do you not go to Sunday Mass?
Yeah.
And I had to stop myself because it was going down that road of, I'm going to make you look stupid right now. And they were already in a defensive posture. And I started looking at, and you ever watch either The Mentalist or Psych?
Yeah.
I started doing some of that. And I started picking out certain things. I was like, all right, she is saying that she won't look at me.
Yeah.
She has a cup that has cleansing on there. And it's probably her college.
South
like,
Carolina.
So this bitch is from the South.
Yeah.
And I'm doing all of the math. And I was like, arms across. I was like, lips are a little hard. She's angry right now. This
Conservative.
It's like, this big nigga with this tie on is over here talking about shit that we don't want to talk about.
Yeah. We can make it convenient until somebody else come into the room and actually talk about what the fuck is going on.
On the elevator down, I'm just still in my same, aura, still with my same, like, sane level dickness. And the other part of this tag team, she had me deal. She's like, so, I remember you from earlier. What's your name? And I was like, this is a fishing expedition. Yeah. I know you're trying to get information to figure, like, who the fuck is this guy? Basically,
it's always the fishing part where you see people like that always want to say, hey, how much do you make? Yeah. And they always go to that argument. And I always call them that one person that, like, is that job promotion person. I call them the job promoter.
But with it, the typical response would have been, oh, he's pissed off. He's going to do this. He's going to get into a shouting match with someone. He's going to go to HR. He's might not even come to work because he's like, oh, they don't appreciate me. Mm-hmm. I learned that is not as constructive and useful. So, with those instances where any emotion, it can be like, I'm a little sad, I'm a little angry, I'm happy. What can I do with it each time? Being in control of what my response will be, making that choice. Mm-hmm. I think people don't take into account. And yeah, I mean, the one thing about anger, I think it's a snowball, and it's not good for you.
No, it's not.
It's not good for like people specifically with all of this stress bullshit that happens.
Yeah, I think in the sense of just childhood trauma,
childhood diabetes.
That's it.
I couldn't help it.
Childhood trauma in the sense of broken homes. Some people who live with their parents not in the same house. Some people who lived around neighborhoods of just violence and whatnot. I don't think we actually teach people the understanding of childhood trauma and how much effect that can have. Because once you're programmed into somewhere and this is what you see every day, it reflects.
Put it in computer terms for me.
Computer terms?
You have malware in your system.
Okay. Well, let's say you're trying to write some
around.
Well, you're trying to write some code, all right?
All right.
And each code you do.
Hold on. Black guy's code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not Indian. Go on.
But yeah, put it in perspective of coding. All right, you and someone else is working on a project. Y'all working on the same code. You're doing the middle ground, which is you just Actually, no. I'll take that back. You're doing top end.
Is it full stack?
No. Shut up.
I learned a little bit over the week.
You're doing top end. Top end is basically you're starting from scratch.
So you're not bottoming.
No, bottom end is see. Bottom end is basically just data reinforcement, data reintegrity.
Coding just got sexy.
Look.
But go on, I'm sorry. I can't help myself.
And your middle ground is just somebody that's doing revisionist work. All right. Jesus Christ. So you're the top end. You have a white guy who's doing your middle ground work. And then you have...
He's the mayonnaise for the sandwich of coding.
And then you have your... he's basically the mayonnaise. And you have somebody else that does the bottom end. You don't know who's doing the bottom end of the work. Okay. So you're doing the code. You wrote 20 or 30 pages of your code.
Jesus
all right.
Christ.
It gets real. But you do 30 pages of coding for your one page that have all these capabilities. You come back the next day. Somebody says, hey, this capability doesn't work. This capability doesn't work. This capability doesn't work. I want to take all of this out. We're going to strip it out. We're going to just use one capability. Yeah. That one capability should be fine for everything. Right. You reluctantly agree with it, even though you really don't want to, because it's like, that's my work. Yeah. This is what I believe that should be. So you come back, that capability has bad functioning problems. The person who does the bottom end work, the data integrity structure stuff, he's getting trouble tickets up the galls, like all the way up there. Yep.
In his ring piece, son, just deep.
It's a sure slobber knocker out there. God.
Jesus. We're going.
Basically, all that coding work is just all the way up here with complaints about what's going on. You try to put a new capability in. You talk to your major boss, your big boss, and you tell them, look, this ain't going to work if I can't put these capabilities into my into this program, because if it doesn't work, then we're all going to have the same issues constantly. Right. So the middle ground work person is saying, well, if you do that, you ruin your system because you're expanding it way too much. And in the sense of that is that the trouble tickets help provide more opportunities for other people, because now we have issues. So now we'll let the issues keep mounting up. And we'll keep solving it one bullshit problem at a time with a bullshit answer. Yeah. In the sense of, okay, this doesn't work, right? Oh, well, here's a copy and paste response we'll put down there.
And you feel that in working in a climate like that, it just makes you fucking angry?
Yes. And that's where the root of anger comes from, is the fact that you can keep knocking on that door and they keep telling you no until you barge in and say, listen, I need this on this fucking program or I'm out.
All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's
So in terms of relating it to the real life issues.
I mean, that sounded like a real life issue.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm trying to use an allegory.
Allegorically.
Yeah, allegorically. Allegorically. Yes. There we go. So
it's an inconvenient truth. Tell them
in the sense of the issues is the black community.
Okay.
In the sense of, I need food, I need some place for education, I need any opportunities you can give me, the capabilities,
or even opportunities that you fucking earn. Because it's like I don't think people are asking for a handout.
Well, no, I don't think people are asking for the handout.
Saying you're saying that, but that's what the impression is, that people feel that, oh well, black people aren't talented and qualified.
You just need the door open. Yeah. And that's where the capability came in on it. The expansion of giving 30 or more, because this opened more jobs. And then the one capability is the one capability of, this is what we got. This is all we're going to give people, which you can easily assume could be welfare or
stop shopping savings government.
Yeah,
cheese.
like your fucking food stamps and everything.
Peanut butter.
I can't even. I don't even want to go into.
Have you ever had government peanut butter?
No, I have not.
It's horrible.
I can only imagine.
I lived in the projects for a brief period in the early 90s.
I'm sorry.
I mean, didn't that sound like I had a whole backstory?
Yeah.
I just lived there for 5 years. It sucked. It wasn't cool. The building no longer exists.
See, that's a joke for stand-up. Like, that would be a perfect way to start stand-up. Like, I just worked at a project. I've been in a project for 5 years.
See the guy thrown out of a window. When you talk
fucking sucks.
Out of a 7-story window, and you talk about, like, childhood shit.
Yeah. But
shit is crazy. You get. I got for that specifically. seeing stuff, not like crazy shit, like, you know, rapidy rappers get on here and, yeah, my struggle, nigga, I was selling crack at 6 months.
Shots fired. Oh,
but
whoa.
But
I do not condone that.
But yeah, like seeing things that you're desensitized to from an emotional thing, and
yeah,
one of the things I've learned is that anger specifically is fuel for change, dude.
Yeah,
like, you know, how, and I'm not your Negro, how pissed off was James Baldwin throughout that movie? It's
built up. It was building up, keep building up and building
because
up.
You're seeing all of these things, and motherfuckers are trying to tell you that, oh, you're crazy. That's not what's happening.
And it was just like that show on Netflix. What's that show called? 7 Seconds. The show I was talking about, because it's the show I absolutely hate.
But you've watched it.
It's weird. It's weird because I completed the damn show.
So you finished?
I finished. God damn it. You went there. But I finished 7 seconds. There we go.
Come and gone in 7 seconds.
God damn it.
The Just Greg story.
Jesus. The Miz. But so the whole show is based around the fact that
got a weird mouth thing going on tonight.
I know, it's long day.
Wait, what? Long day, a lot of mouth work. Go on. Tell me more.
Presentations at HR and whatnot.
Yeah. Talking for the man.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. But
no, I'm just saying, you're talking to the man.
Yeah, basically. So it's about a 15-year-old kid who got hit by a car, who happens to be a police officer, and he saw the kid and just said, "Fuck it, let's go."
He just kept rolling.
Yeah, it was
dick.
Yeah, and it was a gang of cops that were with him. So he called his buddies. His buddies were like, "Yeah, we can't do nothing about this. They're gonna blame you for Ferguson and Baltimore."
He's like, "Make this go away."
Yeah, and then they all just left. They left the kid out there for 12 fucking hours.
Did they put up like 3 billboards and shit afterwards?
No. That would have been clever, but no.
Okay.
It kind of went to my convenience is the plot.
Right.
In a sense. And that's the only thing that made me have issues with the shows. I'm gonna write a review on this damn show.
I'm looking forward to it.
And
you have a bunch of great reviews on MTR The Network.
But thank you, MTRTheNetwork.com, where podcasts, reviews, and whatnot, every blog.
iTunes, Stitcher, Podbean.
Cheap plug alert, baby. But yeah, more so in the sense of that show and Bright and how
you hate Bright.
I absolutely. And it's how Netflix
but it's the thing, like, blacks don't like dungeons, like wizards and shit. But he's black. It's horribly written.
Yeah, it is.
Granted.
Yes, and my issue with the show, with the movie,
weird,
even
metaphors for like racism and shit. I get it. Like the orcs were niggas.
Well,
and the Jews were elves.
It wasn't even allegory. It was just coding. It's just like
it's bad coding.
It was just so bad. It's like I would just
loose sequel.
It's just.
It's very loose sequel.
It's just I would put orc face on a fucking black person and then voila. Let's fucking Shrek exists in that. See, I can't go into that because they'll be off topic. So,
but tell them why you mad, black man. Get your money, black man.
But yeah, it's that issues that come up, it rises, and then you see it on media and
media takeout.
Jeez. You see it in the media, and it's exploited in a way that it will either continue to make you angry or will try to get the pride out of you.
Because you know better. And it's this constant beating down this defeated thing. And not to focus solely on, I don't know if feelings and emotions and all of that shit are negative or positive, but let's say not to focus on one side of them. Let's focus on maybe another side. In feelings of like joy, I think we have a habit of not being able to curb one's enthusiasm.
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, you got to do it big. I'm listening to some guys like, yeah, I'm celebrating. It's like, well, not even knowing what dude's celebrating about. He be celebrating by getting his fucking like ankle bracelet off. Yeah, nigga, gotta celebrate. You might as well do it big. Overspending that bottle of Clico.
Yeah, it's just
like, you niggas, you can't afford that shit.
Yeah, and
I mean, I enjoy Clico. and enjoy Moet as well.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
You came down my girl's house for Moet.
I know.
You came
New
home
Year's.
together.
No shellfish.
That sounds like bullshit. Go
It
on.
was
Sounds like
definitely-
bullshit if you ask me, son.
Look, it was the shellfish that I got allergic to.
But some of us need to be more Buddhist, more Zen-like, which is going to bring us into one of our segments, one of our clips. You got a clip from Ghost Dog, I think.
One of my most underappreciated Forrest Whitaker films ever.
But in setting it up a little bit, Ghost Dog, I really dig it. And one of the things I have interest in is like Eastern philosophy and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically like, yo, set up your emotions, get your emotions sorted and shit.
Yeah.
And, choose, make an active, mindful choice. So without much more hemming and hawing, we'll get right into it.
2 clips.
2 shots, no pull up.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Time to play the game.
Time to play the game.
Time for the finish.
Time to play the vein.
Jesus.
Yeah. I am the
We need to get Jay Hunter on here.
Yeah, he's toned up. He's doing it.
He's like, time for the finish.